2025. Happy New Year. This is, obviously, you're watching this on Sunday, but as I stand here, it is Wednesday, January 1st, 2025. It's 2:30 p.m., and I am ready for a nice little bowl of soup. All right, I haven't even eaten much today. I had an orange and what else? Not much. A couple cups of coffee. So, I'm in the mood for some soup. And this is a wonderful soup. It's an Italian soup, goes by the name of stracciatella, okay? Now, the word stracciatella translates sort of roughly to little rags. And that's what happens because we're going to put egg in the soup, let it sit for a minute, then whisk it around. And it's almost like a Chinese egg drop soup, the way it just sort of makes little swirlies in the soup. Little rags. Now, the word stracciatella is also used for a form of gelato because it has chocolate going through the ice cream like the little rags. And it's also used for a cheese. Think burrata without the outside mozzarella. Stracciatella. But this is the soup version, and I'm really excited. I haven't made it in a long time. I think I'm doing this with every episode now. I'm wondering, did I already do that? But I don't care. I'll do them again and again because I love them. So come on over to the marble. Let's do it. Come on, let's do it. Okay, if you're familiar with the soup, you already know. If you're not familiar with it, you're going to be surprised at how ridiculously simple it is. But don't let that fool you. It's a great soup. But you need a good chicken stock. And I mentioned in the last episode, I used some of that stock from the chicken that I had roasted. But this is a clear chicken stock from a couple weeks ago. I'm just going to get that on and get it hot. I know it's off camera. We'll get to it in a minute. So, eggs. All right, let's get our eggs cracked and in the bowl. I got 2 eggs here. However, I do have an extra white because I used the yolk for something just a day or two ago. So let's get that white in there. Just use it up. No waste. Got a little bit of shell in there. Quick tip. That's not even a quick tip. Everybody probably knows that already. But you use the shell to get it out. If you ever tried fishing out an eggshell with a spoon or something, you know, it just runs all away from the inside the thing. Use the eggshell. Let's whisk these up. Our stock's warming up nicely. And now we have our spinach. Just give it a bit of a chop. Nice baby spinach from the market, obviously, this time of the year, but springs are coming. So let's just give that a little bit of a chop. We don't have to go crazy. It's going to wilt down in the soup, but we do want it chopped. And it looks like a lot of spinach, but you know what it does. Once it releases its own water and goes into the soup, it turns into almost nothing. So that's it. Chicken stock, spinach, eggs, and we'll spice up our eggs a little with some Parmigiano Reggiano. Whisk that in. We'll season this just a touch. A little cracked black pepper. Tiny pinch of salt. Maybe a touch more salt because the chicken stock is unseasoned. Okay. And I'm just going to go with the tiniest wisp of nutmeg into the egg. That's it. All right, let's bring that over to the stock. I think it's warmed up enough now. Oh yeah. So the first thing we want to do is add the spinach. Let that cook down for a few minutes. Get that in the warm stock. Let's get our whisk. It still has a little egg on it, but that's not going to hurt because the egg is going to wind up in here anyway. And we'll let the spinach cook for 3 or 4 minutes. Just cook down a little before we add the egg. Alright, spinach has been cooking for a while. Let me turn it down. It's coming up to a boil. I don't quite want that, but I want it simmering. And now let's put our egg with the Parmesan cheese in and our little bit of nutmeg. Now we're not going to stir yet. You want to let it sit and begin to set. Otherwise it's just a liquidy mess. It'll just move into the broth and the spinach and you won't get your little rags. So give it a minute to sit. I can actually pump the heat now a little bit. And you can see it's starting to form almost like a scrambled egg. See that? There you go. Stracciatella. So now that it's beginning to set like this, let's give it a nice whisk. See that? That's what you want. Fluffy little curds of eggs. I have made it where I started this process too soon and the egg just kind of disappears and you have an egg flavored chicken stock. But we want these little clumps, these little rags. And that's all you need. Super simple. So I'm going to turn the heat off, grab myself a ladle, and come on over to the marble. All right, let's give it a try. Stracciatella. Nice rich chicken broth. Some fluffy whisked egg, spinach, and we did add Parmigiano Reggiano to the eggs if you remember. But when you serve it, go with a little fresh gravy. Parmigiano Reggiano. It's a must in this soup. There are other dishes. You substitute your pecorino, your locatelli. This one, and I'm just going to taste the broth first. Oh man, this is such a great soup. A little egg and spinach. Oh yeah. Just an absolutely fantastic Roman style soup. Stracciatella. I think the demonstration spoke for itself how simple this is to make. I'm going to repeat what I said in the beginning. The chicken stock is major in this. It's pretty much the whole soup with spinach and egg. So don't skimp on that. Don't buy a carton of stock, please. This is so good. I know it's a short one. It's New Year's Day. Every New Year's, I've been doing the same thing for 30-something years since I was in my mid-20s. I redo my files, get rid of old paperwork, set up new files for the year ahead, and in my head while I'm doing all this, it's kind of meditative. While I'm taking care of the paperwork, the goals and plans for 2025 are going through my head, and trust me, I've got some goals and plans. We'll see you all for the next episode. Come on, let's do it. Stracciatella.